So at that point, it's kind of like, I don't care what the cops do at this rate. Like if they're getting the crime to stop and helping the neighborhood I live in, maybe if I can't afford to get out of that neighborhood or something different, like at that point, I kind of don't care, like just please get, this crap off the streets and yada, yada, yada.
I've
Well,
seen no evidence for that.
this is also where I would push back and say that then becomes the problem of the less crime that is taking place, the more they need to manufacture in order to meet their spending. And so therefore, I mean,
Well,
it's like a catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
I don't know. I don't think that I agree with that. I don't think that they have to manufacture numbers to meet quota and to, the uh, that's a really heavy speculation or even allegation that you would have to show me some numbers of that they're actually
Okay.
manufacturing shit. Otherwise, I think it would just be speculative.
She
But
wasn't saying manufacture numbers. She was saying you're manufacturing criminals, i.e.,
Yeah.
the Prohibition era ends. They take those officers that were the Prohibition officers, and they suddenly now have a new anti-cannabis department, and they criminalize cannabis. Those same jobs, and this is something that just recently, with all the firings from the Musk thing, where all them government employees, they didn't get fired, they just get transferred around, and so they make sure the jobs are kept there. They will start criminalizing other things.
They still have to pay for those officers and to keep that force in place. And so, yeah, they'll come up with another way in order to make sure that they make the money that they need to make, if that makes sense. Not that they're cooking books like that necessarily.
Like, I know you understand that in government spending, that if you don't spend every dollar, the next year you don't get those dollars. So everybody make sure that all them dollars get spent.
I did a report before Christmas. Chuck was there because he's from Tennessee. And there was 260 something false DUI arrests.
Yeah, this was wild.
A couple weeks later, I'm doing a report from the same investigation that now found 2,600 fake DUI arrests. And that's still investigating. And then I saw another video where I can't remember, I think Cornell University or something did a investigation where they found between 12 and 14% of the people that were in, I don't know, New Hampshire, I don't even know what state it was, were falsely convicted, right? And so if you even say half of that, I think I did the math, that 6% of the people, of the 5 million people, was like 500,000. They don't even know. It was crazy. Hundreds of thousands of wrongly convicted people that are in prison in America currently, in the highest incarceration rate per capita of any country, including North Korea.
okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go tinkle and fill my coffee. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that DUI thing was insane. Like, is everybody else on the panel aware of that one?
Have you guys seen the case coming?
There.
I think
No. What case is that? Sorry,
shit, what state is it out of? New Jersey. That case out of New Jersey where these cops, and I've been pulled over by cops using this system. They're getting trained in this whole system that's completely illegal, completely fucking unconstitutional.
Are you talking about the Texas two-step?
They'll pull you over and they come up with just crazy reasons to pull you over, and then they sit and they psychoanalyze you. And through their psychoanalysis, because all these cops, because they took this training, or apparently fucking Carl Jung, they've decided that you've exhibited criminal behaviors, and now they can fucking arrest you on this, and they're going around just they were breaking the law like mad over it. There's so many giant lawsuits. New Jersey's on fire for this shit. Like they've been training. I think it was like 1,000 people every like 90 days. So this is a very widespread thing that's going on.
Oh, okay.
Insane.
I'm on it, Beth.
I know you are. No rush. No rush. The bottom line, and it's funny because, you know, you'll hear him be like, you know, oh, we're not trying to fill some ticket quota or anything, but boy, I won't see a fucking single state
quotas
trooper.
are illegal.
Mm-hmm.
They're illegal. That's the whole point. That's why
in New York
people
City,
like Denizen and I. That's why anybody who like is like.
Trent, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I don't think that's true in New York City. Well, I heard that they have to meet a certain quota.
Well, in order to get their numbers right, in order to pay everybody, it would make sense that they would have to write X amount of tickets and successfully fine those people. I mean, I've even gotten caught in one of those where I was handing my daughter my wallet and I was pulled over and accused of using my cell phone when I had my wallet like this for my daughter to fucking take. I was like, take some change. And I'm waiting for her to take the fucking wallet. And I tried telling the cop it was my wallet. Nah, I'm pretty sure it was your phone. Like, I freaking demanded the body cam footage. I fucking pushed till I couldn't push anymore. And ultimately, the cop didn't show up, and the judge had to drop the charges. But
quotas are explicitly illegal in New York.
They say that.
So this thing that I was talking about, this is called the street cop training course.
Oh, and, yeah, I did. Yeah. And there was, I got a small penis. I'll shoot you and all that crap.
Yeah, dude, the shit was crazy.
Beautiful.
And they found where people were spending millions to send the police to these.
And they were all supposed to be retrained, and it never happened.
2,721 government agencies from 49 states paid for these courses, and they are just horrifying. This is from the state comptroller. This isn't even like a bunch of like activists getting together. This is the state going, holy shit, this is too far. Like,
I've played those training videos a few times. They're phenomenal. They're like, you run from us, we'll just shoot you. It's like, whoa, that's some training seminar. So that's the thing. That's why I sometimes can't completely go against Sarah, even though I sometimes want to, is because those cops were taught wrong. They were literally taught to do illegal things. So maybe they're not bad cops, but they were taught wrong. But that's still nobody else's fault.
No, I think at a certain point,
investigation,
you know better than what you're being taught.
Turn it up.
And you just want an excuse to shoot somebody.
I understand. This only
our sobering problem investigation, not just here in Tennessee, but across the nation, we're finding sober people are being arrested for DUI. And a recent study questions whether field sobriety tests are
I like how
always
he's so
reliable.
surprised.
It just seemed like he was all over the road coming out.
Just moments after being pulled over, Justin Beery had an admission to make.
You might think I'm drunk to understand, but I've only got for like 3 hours of sleep.
After working a 14-hour shift, the Alabama man also then made a key misstatement.
Do you take any medication or anything?
I have ADD, so I do.
ADD?
I should have said autism instead of ADD. I think at the time because I just was afraid to say it.
Diagnosed with autism, Beery performed poorly on the field sobriety test. But officers with the Pelham County Police Department in Alabama also note this.
No odor of alcohol.
Any evidence of marijuana use?
Not in plain view. Just based on the results of the tests, I'd say we have enough.
Enough to arrest Beery for DUI.
At this time, you will be placed under arrest.
And when Beery's blood work later came back, it revealed no drugs, no alcohol in his system.
I was very angry that this could happen because my wife and I are very both pro-police, but at the same time, our son being arrested for doing nothing.
What's that?
It's my favorite part. It's when the plebes say "back the blue until it happens to you."
If it all
think it would
sounds
end
familiar,
there, too.
it's because for the last 3 years,
But unfortunately,
WSMB4
they'll still be tried.
Of course.
Oh yes, it ruins people's lives. There was this one lady. They put her name up on Facebook and said, "Look at this drunk driver." She wasn't drunk at all. Nothing. They destroyed her life.
Yeah, that's common.
Hey Beth, I'm gonna head out. I think I'm gonna go say goodbye to my people too. I'll send a raid over. I'll send
Have a good
everybody
night.
over here so they can watch.
Have a
you guys.
great night, Sarah. Thank you for coming over. I appreciate it.
Nice seeing you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is
Thank you for
definitely good
coming.
content. Great topic. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Bye.
Love. Bye. And I'm still gonna play through this because I know there's people on here. Crackbaby Ghost said he hasn't seen this one either.
This wasn't what we were
has
supposed
been
to be doing.
exposing how more than 2,500 Tennesseans have been arrested for DUI, but their blood tests later came back showing no alcohol, no drugs in their system. Barry's case shows it's happening far beyond Tennessee. Take a look. Using lawsuits, police, and news reports, WSMB4 Investigates found sober people in all these states saying they were arrested for DUI, including in Hawaii. Watch Amen Fapuliai's reaction when the officer says he smells alcohol.
I do detect the odor of alcohol.
Even though he blew 0 on a breath test, he was arrested.
I felt embarrassed. I felt profiled. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink.
Honolulu prosecutors declined to pursue the case, citing insufficient evidence. In Florida, Ali Kupalo's blood work came back showing she was completely sober when she was arrested for DUI.
What was it like when he put the handcuffs on you?
It was scary because I knew that I wasn't drunk.
And in Iowa, William Penn University football player Taven Galanakis is suing the Newton Police Department for arresting him for DUI while he was sober, even after he blew 0 on the breath test.
I blew 0, so now you're trying to think I smoke weed. That's what's going on. You can't do that, man.
Attorneys hire me to review their cases.
DUI expert witness Joshua Ott thinks he knows why this is happening. He points to a 2023 study for the Journal of the American Medical Association of 184 people. Some smoked cannabis, others were given a placebo, and officers gave them all field sobriety tests. For 49.2% of the people given placebos, officers determined they failed the field sobriety tests.
The false positive rates of sober people
They're designed for
was
you
really
to
astounding.
fail.
They are.
They're
They are.
designed for that reason.
Most people fail before the officers even gotten through the
Yes,
instructions.
they
by
are
the way.
subjective tests, and that's why they're no longer allowed to do it in Florida on boats anymore. And that should be all across America for all things. They are irrelevant.
Oh, I'm coming, Pero.
Ott says there is no good research showing field sobriety tests accurately show that someone is impaired.
So it becomes very problematic as to how accurate or inaccurate these tests are.
So I'm going to jail tonight?
After his arrest, Barry now drives with a letter from his psychiatrist in his car. It states his diagnosis means he cannot perform a field sobriety test.
Because of my autism, I'm at a disadvantage. I can't help that.
Now, I did ask for an interview with the Pelham Police Department, but their spokesman said they have no comment, but did confirm an internal investigation is underway. Now, you may have you might have your phone in your hand right now, is what I'm trying to say. And our investigation continues right now on the WSMB4 app. You can find this interactive map. You can just click on each state and you can read about the sober DUI case we found there.
Wow.
Lauren?
Yeah, Jeremy, thanks for your continued reporting on this.
Insane.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a video. I've seen it on Testament stream before.
Yep.
Yeah, that is ridiculous, and I hate and I disagree with what they're doing. I have had different interactions with law enforcement, so I don't view all of them bad. Like when I was younger, I got pulled over in hell. They smelled the weed on me. They pulled me out. They took the some blunts out of my pocket. Told me to put them in the sewer. I threw them in the sewer. I left. The guy ended up leaving like 2 extra blunts in my dang pockets. So he didn't make me throw all of them away. So, and then like I got pulled over by state troopers. They didn't say nothing about the weed until after they gave me a ticket. And it was like, hey, just chill out on the weed. Like, so I've had plenty of opportunities where I probably could easily went to jail. But that's just from my experience though.
Well, sure.
When was the last?
I've had a couple cops do, equally nice things for me. And then I've had a lot more that kind of failed in the situation all the way around, unfortunately.
What did you gonna say, Titman?
Just when's the last time that happened? How many years ago?
About 5 years ago.
And what was it for marijuana possession?
Well, I got pulled over, but that wasn't the reason why I was speeding.
Oh, yeah. See, this is the thing. A lot of people go, I don't think that there should be speeding laws. I don't think you should have to have insurance. I think all that's stupid nonsense, right? Like that's like saying I don't like gravity. Like that's why I get so angry when people are like, "Oh, you hate cops," because if you're speeding and you're doing more than 10 over, you should probably get a ticket, but it should be reasonable. And if you're doing it habitually, and like maybe you should get a little bit bigger fines, but I don't think you should get points on your license. So, but my point, what I'm trying to say is that I don't have a problem with the law being enforced. I have a problem with some laws being enforced and some not. I have a problem with murders going unsolved because somebody has a noisy exhaust. I'm tired of people getting shot because they're holding a cell phone, right? Like weird, dumb things. And then here, people say, oh, well, the police need to have immunity because otherwise they can't do their job. Well, I think they probably could. How about we try it? How about we try holding the bad cops? Because someone earlier, poor vibe. See, it's just these people are naive, right? That's where Back to Blue Till It Happens to You comes from, is the fact that you don't have to be breaking the law. And like, I don't mean to be too dark, but I'm going to say it because it's just a fact. When you're a woman by herself on the side of the road in the dark of night and they decide they're going to invade you to look with their fingers for marijuana that's never submitted as evidence for 11 minutes. I want someone to tell me that it's okay to tell that woman to fight it in court. Right? I want someone to tell me that that was okay for that to happen because otherwise they can't perform their job. Because you want to know something? I had that Cypher person on my show. We were talking about this stuff. And I said, as long as these people are willing to say that they don't care about the law, as long as they're willing to say the law doesn't matter, we're going to do what we want, then okay, then we can start there and we can move forward. But if you're going to lie to me and tell me, well, this is for our own good and we're following the law and we can't do our job unless we have special immunity, all this stuff, well, you're lying to me. You're lying to me and you're expecting me to eat shit and pretend that it's ice cream, but I'm not going to do it. So you can lie as much as you want, but when it comes down to it, I'm going to be the guy laughing at you when the cops come and violate your rights. And I'm going to tell you, you don't deserve any help from the internet. You don't deserve any help from the community because I've got records of you saying that it was okay for these people to do these things And now you think it's a bad thing because it happened to you. No, I hope you get curb stomped by them. I hope you do. Every time you want to suck a cop's dick, I hope he curb stomps your fucking face.
Yeah, I have a problem with the process.
Sorry, Beth.
You're fine. Go ahead, Para.
So when you say go ahead and take that ticket to court and do it in court, it's kind of like the guy earlier said, you got to have money to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you try to do it like myself without an attorney, you get violations left and right of the judicial mandates that they're supposed to follow. And this is shown in my case. If you want to go back and watch, I've done like 10 or 11 videos on our recent eviction. It's a wrongful eviction that's been turned to a constructive eviction. The plaintiff admitted on the record of violating the Fair Housing Act. And at that point, the court has a mandatory duty to hand out a summary judgment in favor of the defendant for a failure, for a 12B failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, because they don't have jurisdiction in the case. Instead, the magistrate took it under advisement, which triggers a mandatory investigation by the chief judge as to why the case was diverted rather than being adjudicated on a 3-day eviction. They're supposed to be able to hand down an adjudication at that forcible entry and detainer hearing of a 3-day eviction or dismissal. And if they dismiss it, they have to state why. And this is what they're avoiding. They took it under advisement instead, which is unusual in a 3-day forcible entry and detainer. And like I said, triggers the chief judge as a mandate to investigate why. In that, she would find the civil rights violation. And instead of adjudicating it, they took a voluntary dismissal from the plaintiff, who came into equity, seeking equity with dirty hands. And then the judge, instead of handing down the summary judgment in favor of the defendant, avoided that and allowed the plaintiff to come in and ask for a voluntary dismissal, but didn't have good cause. And the judge and another judge consented to it. See, it's supposed to go before the presiding judge, and they've been doing a magistrate shuffle here. 5 judges on one eviction case.
To be clear, just in case anyone in the audience isn't familiar with the doctrine of clean hands, it states that in order to pursue someone in court for something, you need to have not done something wrong first. You have to have clean hands in the situation. If you come to court and you've, like it, if I spit on Pero and then he punches me in the face, well, I would have to disclose the fact that, or the fact that I spit on him first means I have dirty hands. I can't do shit. I got what I got. It's that simple. Just like if a landlord were to tell you to move out, you say no, so they shut off your electric. Well, now they have dirty hands. They can't even file for eviction. As a matter of fact, as long as the person being evicted does everything correctly, they can sue for treble damages.
Yep.
So
we're already at 250 million for our civil claim. Or excuse me, not 250 million.
I was gonna say
2.5 million.
I'm just stepping down. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're taking off, Mike?
Yeah, I'm stepping down. I'm thank you for letting me come up.
Sure. Much love. Thank you for coming, dear.
And take care of you guys. Happy Sunday to you guys, and be safe.
It is
have a great day over there, Mike.
See you, Mike.
Oh yeah, go have a lovely day.
Bless, Mike. So yeah, my problem is with the whole process from start to finish.
Yeah. Well, the landlord-tenant situation in this country is freaking dirty to begin with. Landlords, it's almost impossible to prove whether or not fucking apartments or homes are kept to the proper code to even be renting, and they'll charge way up and above what they should in a lot of times, and put a lot of requirements in place that are just, untenable. in a lot of cases. Ashton, flash camera. Thank you, dear.
I'm shirtless. I didn't want to.
Gracie.
What up, Tootie Bug?
Untrackable. Give me a thumbs up and then a middle finger. Yep, a lighter works too. Perfect. Okay. Hello, how are you, sir?
I literally just wanted to come up and say you guys are doing a great stream, especially that Balderson guy up in the corner there. Him and his animals running around the house like that. No, I just wanted to come up and say you guys are doing awesome, and I miss hanging out with y'all. I just got the kiddos to bed, so I can't be on too long, or they'll wake up and then the wife will kill me.
Yeah. Well, glad you could pop up and say hi.
Yeah. I thought you guys had a really interesting conversation with Vibe and all them today. It was very interesting to listen to.
Yeah, we should get back to the topic at hand at some point.
Yeah, that died 3 hours ago.
I say we leave that dead.
Although a lot of it still does play into it because it's the same logic, like I said before. The same logic applies to both situations, and if it doesn't, then it's not equal. Oh,
I think it's still a good topic, but I'm not sure who is any.
Y'all are approaching it from the wrong direction.
What was the topic at hand?
Everyone's talking about it about religion as a enlightening experience, and while it is also a very closing experience. You're not.
That's what I was
first
trying to get
jobs, a lot of activities that you might want to go participate in, but they say it's verboten, and so you don't do those things.
Exactly. That's what I was going for with the entire beginning part of this. Is the
Like
fact
thinking?
it's like even thinking, and it's not good to. I had somebody once where we were discussing the non-canonical texts, and I was like, "Oh well, I have one whole copy of the Dead Sea Scrolls plus an extra copy of Enoch that I had gotten first." And I was like, "Borrow my copy of Enoch, read it." And she brought it back. I'm like, "How'd you like it?" And she goes, "I couldn't even make it past the first few pages because it was listing the names of demons, and I don't feel like I feel unsafe knowing those names."
Well, may I speak on this?
Sure.
Blind faith.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about blind faith?
Yeah, what about it?
You don't know what is ahead. You just believe.
Of course. However, what I was
close
talking
your eyes. Close
what
your
I meant
eyes.
what I meant
and
more
run.
to hang on, what I meant more to was that people blindly follow what they're told rather than even you get a lot of sects of Christians who don't even read scripture. They take what they're told it means and they don't read it for themselves for even one round through. Do you see
I
what
think
I'm
that's
saying?
the majority of Christianity itself. And I think it's because you become used to listening to a man at a pulpit and taking it for what he says.
I mean, the problem is
I have a
the
question.
problem that you've got to overcome with this, though, is that there's a reason that there's an esoteric and an exoteric, and that most people are always going to be exoteric because they don't want to know more. They don't give a shit. The same reason that when we were talking about voting, most people aren't involved in politics and don't pay attention, don't give a shit. They don't want to. And you can't make that group of people suddenly become well informed and have self accountability. You just can't.
Good night, Tootie. Much love to you. Thanks for your help.
He's the
Thanks
reason.
for getting high with me, Tootie.
And then we're going back to
Untrackable. Getting high through half that other argument.
We're going
Bye.
back to Untrackable as soon as Tootie drops. See you later, hun. Okay, Untrackable. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the walking into the unknown. and having faith that you will be okay. It might be this way, it might be that way, but you will be okay. Is that so wrong?
No.
That's not what blind faith is.
That's not the blind faith, the kind of blind faith we're talking about.
Well, what type of blind faith are you talking about?
I just explained it. Blindly believing religious leaders rather than even knowing the material for yourself.
In order for it to be blind, you have to refuse what you see.
So what is the material under your feet?
Or not know it.
We mean material as in reading, material as in research, and or something like that.
So step on those words. Go ahead, step on them. See what they mean.
I'd like you guys all to meet my friend Untraceable or Untrackable.
Yeah, Untraceable is the really cute one.
Untrackable list.
You don't like that. You don't like that.
10th man is going to take that. He's going to break it down into the individual syllables of the words, the prefixes, the suffixes. He'll lay it out and he'll explain it to you as it comes from like the Webster's Dictionary or the World Book Encyclopedia.
And if you can't step on
it, but you're meaning it from a perspective of belief and faith and like your feels into it. And that's going to be a bad conversation. Y'all are going to end up with bad taste in your mouths, and I'd rather y'all would get along except for this conversation. Don't do this. Please.
Yeah, all she's trying to say is that people would rather somebody give them information than them do the research themselves to actually read and actually know what they're being told. That's all that she's trying to say, and that's the same way whether it's in the church or outside the church.
So can I ask a question in regards to that
100%.
then?
Yep.
So a person like myself who is retarded and doesn't understand references or doesn't understand theological doctrine, would it not be better for me to go into a church or to a temple to understand what's being told instead of being blind to the faith?
That's what I'm saying is that you can't take that component out. It's a needed component because there's a large segment of the population that, whether for whatever reason, they need that exoteric, but the exoteric's never going to actually have the esoteric meaning. It's always going to be a slight deviation. It's like people that read the back of a book instead of reading the book.
Yeah, like nobody's saying that you can't read your Bible at home, and then if you don't understand it, you can't go inside of a church. It's the people that go inside the church and only listen to what they're being told and never go and open up the Bible themselves.
A perfect example was back during the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, churches, all church services were performed in Latin, and most of the people in Spain did not know what Latin even was. Okay, like they could not interpret Latin, so they were sitting there listening to a preacher literally talk what sounded like gibberish to them. And then they'd be like, well, what are we supposed to do? And they could be like, you have to go outside your house every night at midnight and walk around 3 times and then yell hooray, and then you can go to bed. And they would be like, okay, and go home and do exactly just that. There was no, in that case, that was a group of people who was actually forced into a position of blind faith. Whatever they were told is what they had to abide by because this was the only translation they had of it was in Latin, and none of them spoke Latin. Does that make sense?
And there was a time that they were directed to go to the quote king for the scriptures. They weren't allowed to the scriptures themselves. They had to go to the king for the interpretation.
Correct. You didn't own Bibles in your houses. And by the way, Austin Murphy, I saw your question in the chat. No, it's not Abel's mom. It would have been his father was Jared. So this would have been found in the Book of Jubilees. What is her name? Barak? Yeah.
I thought Abel's son was Enoch.
There's 2 lineages of Enochs. The book of
Yes.
Enoch comes from Methuselah's father, Noah's great-great-grandfather.
Okay. I'm learning.
Well, that
I'm
was the
also,
reason.
I'm also eating a delicious steak, so don't mind.
That was
nice.
That was also another reason for my question, Beth, is because as you know and I know, I'm not a very theological sound person.
Sure.
Nor do I know hardly anything when it comes to theological discussions or studies. That's why I typically try to stay away from them. But
Yeah.
the term blind faith, the way it was described versus the way you described it, to me, in my understanding of my very simplistic mind, is if you don't understand, you have to go seek help. But if you can't seek help because you don't understand, you just have to kind of live it.
Hey, Beth, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So Mary had 2 kids, right? Who were the first 2? Wait, no. Okay, hold on. Who are the first 2 people alive?
Adam and Eve had more than 2 kids.
Let's say Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel.
And then they had Seth. And it does not list their daughters.
Okay, so there's 2 people in existence, right? 2
They
people
had
in existence,
more.
Cain and Abel.
No, you're wrong. You're not
They-
listening. The book of Genesis literally only tracks the important male lineage, which is why it goes from Cain killing Abel. You get that story, and then it says, then they have Seth. They also had daughters. There's more to it. And honestly, I don't necessarily buy that they're the only 2.
Just eat chips.
That's
What?
probably me, my bad.
The Bible says, and then Abel had Enoch, and then it says.
There's more than one. Enoch is not the one who wrote the book of
Either way, no matter how you break it down, it all comes back to incest, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
No, it doesn't all, because there's other people. When Cain was banished, there was
Where did those people come from?
There
They
was
just
a
fucking
whole-
magically
and that's
appear?
what I'm saying is I believe the Jewish God made the Jewish people. I'm fine with that. There's other people, and we were made by our gods.
Yeah, because the Sumerians was around at that time too.
God even tells Cain, don't worry, I'm going to mark you so anyone you come across won't kill you.
Yeah, because he was asking, what about those other people?
Exactly. Cain's afraid of being sent out.
There is a consideration here about the land of Nod, which no one wants to discuss. The land of Nod was everywhere that wasn't Eden.
Right.
Which
And that's why
implies a separation of people from those within to those without.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm saying I don't necessarily believe that Adam and Eve. I believe Adam and Eve are the first 2 humans of this experiment, if that makes sense. Not necessarily they're the only 2 humans in existence.
I think it's just the Christian lineage.
And then again, Austin, I'm going to repeat it again. There's more than one Enoch. There's more than one David in the Bible, right? How do we know which one's king?
I don't know.
You just follow the lineage. If you start, yes.
I'm about
Adam and
99%
Eve have
sure
a
none of this
grandson
is
named
really
Enoch, but then they have a great grandson also named Enoch,
Mm-hmm.
who was named for his great uncle, because people like to do that, right? You know, they give their kids the same name as someone higher up.
That's how we can track Jesus' lineage.
What was that? Was that you, Crack Baby?
Yeah, I said that's how we can track Jesus' lineage back to David.
Yeah, and they only track the Bible that we all deal with for the most part only tracks the important ancestry. So it doesn't list all the daughters that Cain and Abel or that Adam and Eve have.
Yeah, most time they describe them within like the males, and then if they want to describe a certain time, they'll use a king whenever they reference for a time of a period.
Right.
I don't understand why people give the Bible any validity if it's constantly being Mandela affected and verses are constantly changing overnight.
Well, we have
Completely destroys the whole fucking religion.
the translations end up changing because of how some humans end up
Not at
dealing
all.
with it,
Nope,
because
nope. Everyone's
Old
Bible
Testament-
completely changes. Like Isaiah 11:6, where it say the wolf. It used to say the wolf shall lie with the lamb. Now it says the wolf shall. It said the lion and the lamb. Now it's a wolf and a lamb. There's like 10 Bible verses I can name off the top of my head that have been completely changed, and people have tattoos of how they used to be, and now they go back into every Bible ever existed, and they can't find that Bible verse.
That
just like where it used to say where two or three are gathered. Two or more gathered. Now it says two or three.
The reason
But
why
it has nothing to do with the translation though, because I've seen Bibles that I've had and they've changed. Like Psalms used to have an S at the end. Now it no longer has the S at the end of Psalms, and it depends what Bible you pick. But you're
how
just
many
use the
English
translation
Bibles
thing.
are there? How many
I-
different kinds of English Bibles
I
are
know,
there?
I know. I've heard the translation argument 1,000 times.
No. Because how many different English Bibles are there? There's a difference between what's called translation and transliteration. I would really recommend you learn the difference between the two, because
My
that's where you're having your problem.
I'm not
is
having any problems.
translation versus
No, the
transliteration.
thing is, I'm not having any problems. There is no problem. My Bible at Psalms used
Am
to
I
have
crazy
an
or
S at
didn't
the
you
end. Now
say
there's
he
no
has a
now there's
problem
no
with the Bible?
longer an S at the end of
Right.
Psalms.
Man.
So the Bible has absolutely zero validity because it's been
Okay.
Mandela affected by thousands of people. Thousands of people have.
Swear to God, you said this was your problem with the Bible is Mandela.
Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
guys. Let me get a grip on this.
You'd have to be a conspiracy theorist to believe in the Bible.
Okay, cool.
Do you have a physical copy of a Bible?
What?
Do you own a Bible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you get your Bible?
I went to a Christian rehab last year. I got that Bible. I've went to church my entire life. So what's up?
Okay. I'm just asking if you have, do you have multiple physical copies of the Bible?
I do.
Okay. Do you perhaps have a family Bible?
I have.
Oh, that's
This
a
is
nice
the one I never use. Yep.
That's nice. I like
And Psalms. We'll go to Psalms. Always had an S at the end. Always. Even in this book, it had an S. Now it no longer exists. But I'm
Okay,
crazy.
so somebody saved some money by not printing an S.
No, that book had an S. This isn't just me. This is
Wait a
thousands of
second.
people
Hold on.
that have
Wait,
reported.
wait,
This
wait,
is
wait.
thousands and thousands of people
Hold on.
outside of me that have reported Bible verses that have
Aren't you
changed
doing
overnight magically.
I'm trying
But
to
people want to deny it though. I don't know why. It scares
can't
them. I
help you
think.
if you won't talk to me. We can't conversate if you're not conversating.
I know.
Are you saying that the physical copy of the book you have changed?
That would be the definition of the Mandela effect, correct? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Holy fuck! Do people
Cool.
not know what the fucking Mandela effect is?
No, I was just verifying that that's what we're talking about, and we're not talking
Yeah, we're talking about the Mandela effect, and we're talking about how thousands of people all over the world have reported verses in their Bible that have changed magically overnight and no longer exist, and people that have tattoos of the lion and the lamb, Isaiah 11:6, and now it no longer says that. So they're like, well, how do I have a fucking tattoo if that verse isn't even in the fucking Bible anymore? Explain that.
It's not that it's not in the Bible any longer. It's
Oh,
the
God.
fact that
The fact is, it shatters your reality. The Mandela effect, wrapping your mind around the Mandela effect completely shatters your reality and everything you know.
You are discussing the Mandela effect. The discussion here is blind faith boxed in by religion. That's the topic.
Okay, the Mandela effect proves that the Bible has zero validity, absolutely zero validity, because it's constantly changing overnight magically, and there's no explanation
changes
for it.
overnight magically. It's fine.
There's no explanation for it, but there's thousands of people that are reporting it. So I
Only
don't
gets
know.
paid more for it.
My
point
Bible
is,
never
off topic.
shifted.
Okay. Where two or more are gathered in my name, or where two or three are gathered in my name?
Not in your name, sir. I do not worship in your name.
No shit, dumb fuck. Hey, so where two or more are gathered in my name, or where two or three are gathered in my name? Two or more, two or three. It's always said two or more. Now it says two or three. Oh, but it was the translation. You know how many translations there are?
Hey, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I want to tell you. Wait. This is hilarious. Hilarious. My Bible says Psalms with an S.
That's what I was trying to allude to. It's literally the factor of literary grammar really changes throughout the years. I have an old Bible from my pap that has the exact same verse that he's quoting. Can't find the Bible right this moment, but I have also a newer Bible that when I started going to church with the wife, and yes, that verse is not in there the same exact way. But things will change over time when grammar changes over time. But
No, it's because we're all a bunch of dumb fucking monkeys. I thought it was called Ladinkin for fucking years because I never looked at it close enough to see that it said LinkedIn. I didn't know what it was. People think they see things that they don't see and they misinterpret it because they're not paying the fuck attention. For like 5 years, I thought it was called fucking Ladinkin.
Correct. Feel better. Book of Psalms.
He
with an
is
S.
disgusting.
You feel better?
He
I'm
is
bowing out.
disgusting.
Y'all keep
Mandela
figuring
effect, not Bibles. He would
hope
just
he
as
feels
quickly
better.
discuss the Fruit of the Looms or some freaking quote in a movie as he will his Bible changing. But he's going to use the Mandela effect on his Bible as a weapon against belief. I don't know why. I actually like Austin Murphy in chat. I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to make him feel better. My Bible says Psalms with an S. I was hoping that would help him. Help make him feel validated.
But
a lot of times, whoever is historically, there's been a lot of times that printing, it was by the letter. So people take out those unneeded letters a lot of times. That's why, like, when you read some books, and it's like when we all imported from England, so we all used to spell things like color, COLOUR.
I still do because I'm a pimp.
Yeah. And there's like 50 different words, 100 different words that you can find like that. And because of the printing costs and whatnot, they just took that U out because what do you need it for? You're still going to pronounce it color without the U. It's not going to change the definition. So it's actually just a printing expense thing.
Right. And Tom, you do bring up a good point. We're 2 or more, 2 or 3. It is what it is. It's not the kind of thing that's worth squabbling over, because then on top of it too, the more English translations you go
It
through,
is if you believe in the Mandela effect.
well, the other big problem is the more English translations you go through, right? They do tweak it in order to make more sense for dumber humans, if that makes sense, I hope.
If you think physical reality is constantly reconstituting itself as we live, then it becomes something worth squabbling about.
And I actually do think that happens. There are some Mandela effects that will fuck up your head. Like, I don't know.
Not my head. No.
For that to get to me, the ones that got to me is when I learned, when all of a sudden they're talking about things like the fucking all the different times that supposedly Germany torpedoed and bombed our fucking our East Coast, and then even fucking like damn near burnt down an entire city prior to World War II, like on the lead up to World War II. When I was a kid, that absolutely has never happened. We've not been attacked in the mainland basically since we became the United States. And if not only that, but the whole reason that supposedly Roosevelt let Pearl Harbor happen was because the country wasn't cool with going to World War II. We had World War I. We that cost us a lot of people for shit that wasn't any of our business. We didn't want no part of World War II. So he let Pearl Harbor happen on purpose in order to drum up public sentiment to get them to want to go into the war. Well, if the fucking East Coast had been being bombed and being attacked by Germany, why would that need to happen? Why wouldn't you have just talked about that? And we certainly were never taught that. That shit. That's the ones that really fucked my head up.
But where did you hear that though?
Oh, you can look them up now.
Austin, you gotta cam up.
Bombing Germany,
And then you can
bombing the
cam
United
down.
States.
Thank you. You can cam back down if you want to. I just needed
I look sexy. I'll keep my camera on.
I just needed to verify it too, because man, we've had some imposters.
Hey Beth, I'm sorry for acting out like that. It's
You're
just it's
No, you're good,
frustrating when I
Did you see I showed you my Bible to show you? Mine has an S.
I had to go take a breather, so I didn't see.
Honey, my Bible actually says Psalms with an S.
Yeah, the Black Tom explosion, German
I'll show you,
agent.
just so you believe me.
No, I believe you. I had
sabotage.
my ex-girlfriend's Bible, my last girlfriend I was with, her Bible, I swear to God, when you flipped it to Psalms, every other page, it wasn't every other page, but it was like, okay, this one has an S, this one doesn't, this one does, this one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one does. It was kind of weird. It was like
that could be a typo easily.
Off and on. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a legit typo. But
anyways, I'm gonna smoke some weed and chill out.
good. Cool.
I'll do it too. I'll join you with that.
I get the feeling half the panel is joining you with that.
So I tried to drink while I was on vacation, right? And I just couldn't do it. And then I bought this beautiful Skull bottle of vodka. And I can't drink that shit either. It tastes like teenagers and depression. I can't do it.
I wish I could have it.
Dude, I'd pour you shots.
Nobody else wishes that I could have it, but I wish I could have it.
I do. Welcome in, still.
I know you do.
Yeah. No, dude. See, look, I know you. I've known you longer than you've known me.
I know.
And I tell a lot of jokes based on that, where you just sit there and pinch the bridge of your nose.
I know.
Because I'm that guy. But it's not about you, Tenth Man. Right now, it's about Beth. Beth, where the fuck are you? Why aren't you
I'm
here?
right here. I didn't go far.
It's you. Jeez.
I didn't go far. I was listening.
You need some custom layouts, chick.
I do.
Who's got your keys?
Nobody.
Okay, well, nobody sucks, so that's a good thing. Give me your keys. I'll drop out, and you'll have some magical shit happening when you get back. But whenever you get to it,
You don't gotta drop out right now. You can do it later.
Well, no, and if you do that, then in order for me to do what I want to do, I'll have to drop out and do it.
You're gonna have to walk me through how to give you keys.
I am okay. We'll do that later. Who's
See?
calling?
Whoever's smoking weed.
Yeah, she blew out the hit for you guys. She wanted to join in with y'all. That's my wife.
Don't die. We love you.
It's a dab. We don't actually smoke unprocessed dabs here.
I gotta be honest with you, Balder said that shit's drugs. I used to be one of those people who said weed's not drugs until I did a dab. I did a dab, and suddenly I understand that weed is a drug if it's proper.
Yeah.
You want to bring me up front and center?
And the dabs I have, so much stronger than anything I promised.
I gotta drop everybody first.
Like I'm famous.
Oh, you should be able to just click on mine. You should be able to just click on mine to bring me up.
Oh wait,
front
I
and
see it. Boom. Got it. I figured it out.
Here it says Psalms at the beginning, and then at the top of the pages it says Psalm. This is a Thompson's Christian Reference or Chain Reference Bible.
Is it referencing a specific psalm? Does it say Psalm 1 blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, it's the whole book. It's the whole book of Psalms.
At the beginning it says Psalms, and then it says Psalm 5 through 11, Psalm 12 through whatever. So yeah, that makes sense because Psalms means the whole collection, and then each individual psalm is going to be a singular psalm, not psalm with an S.
Correct.
So that makes sense grammatically.
Grammar, folks. Grammar. I strongly urge you to go.
Look at this.
Yeah, he cut out. He just said, "I strongly urge you to go," and then he cut out. So it's kind of funny.
I strongly urge you to go get your re-education, relearn the grammar. It's important.
Sorry, I got distracted looking for who did this translation so I could say something back to Steelman, but I can't. So I have the Vermees copy. Steelman. Anyway.
What's up, everybody in chat?
The problem in any of those communities, because I speak in those communities, I know one of the biggest Mandela guys, and he doesn't do it anymore, but
I know Brian
Stavely was a giant in that community. And the people that aren't the well-researched ones, and just like anything else, they're the ones that spout out the nonsense. And that's usually the ones you hear, because unless you're actually researching it yourself, you don't listen to the ones that are well-researched. Like, you just hear the ones that don't really, they half-ass understand things, and they make a lot of mistakes with it. But there's definitely
that Mandela effect that I just stated in the Bible. Brian Stavely has also said before on his show.
The Lion and the Lamb one. I know that Brian talks about that one. I stated already that I don't know jack shit about the Bible. I'm an Odinist bro, so I'm not well versed enough in the Bible to go, oh, that verse is different. I don't fucking know what it was to begin with.
Real quick, Squatch, what?
Are you talking backstage or what I just said?
Yeah, what you said backstage. I didn't hear what you just said either. So
I just had somebody send me a Jubilee video based on a mafioso, a turned state's evidence admitted mafioso hitman type person surrounded by 20 cops that are all like hammering him on being a made man and whatnot. It's not for tonight. This is not the topic. Somebody sent it to me and I was like, holy shit.
Brave.
Well, yeah.
You know, some of the Mandela effect stuff, I would be very even I've kind of been like the Fruit of the Loom thing, right? That one got me because I always remembered it having a cornucopia. Always remembered it.
I have one that affects me directly, and it's a very personal one because I don't know of anyone else who's experienced it.
It's not the Bernstein Bear.
No. This has to do, what is it called? The Great Basin, the Great Fen in Scotland and England. I did a book report on this feature when I was in grade school, and I got an A on it. I was very proud of that A because I didn't get a lot of A's in that particular class. That was one of the only ones I got. When I got to middle school and high school, that shit wasn't on the map nowhere. I couldn't find it. I spent years going back to it and looking and being like, why in the world was I able to do this report? And I found all the information I needed and now I can't find it. But then now, if you go back and look, you can search it up. It's called the Great Fen. And it's basically a series of locks. It's a waterway between England. Well, it's actually in Scotland, but it's basically between England and Scotland, and it's there. And for years, it wasn't there, and now it is again. And I'm utterly baffled by that fact. And I have nothing other than the Mandela effect to point at and say, shit happens, life sucks, you deal with it. Connor, I have a Discord, but it got taken over by a bunch of 1A people years ago, and I've never really gotten the balls to go back in there.
He's like, it's a madhouse in that motherfucker. I don't even go in there.
I remember the Panama Canal used to go from the northwest to the southeast, and now it goes from northeast to southwest. It's completely flipped. It doesn't go the same way the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
It used to go up left to down right. Now it goes up right to down left.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he just say the same thing in two different ways?
No, he's saying it would have
Well,
been
he's basically saying
further
it went
north
like
on
this
the
to
East
this.
Coast rather than further north on the West Coast. He's saying it was switched before
Okay.
because it's at an angle.
Yeah, it was at an angle. It was up left to down right. Now it's up right to down left.
And another one that fucks me up is the Shazam movie with or whatever.
Yeah.
With the comedian.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't see it,
Sinbad.
but it was my first, the Sinbad one. Yes, that doesn't exist. I in my first apartment right out of high school, and one of my best
I
friends.
remember that movie. What do you mean it doesn't exist?
It doesn't.
You're about to fuck her up.
I seen it when I was a kid.
I saw it when I was a kid and thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
You got a
Dude,
real
it
one.
doesn't exist.
You got a real one.
It did exist.
Oh shit!
No, Beth. Before you do the reveal, Beth. Shazam never happened.
It did happen.
Nope.
It
Hold
happened.
Hold on. Go look for that movie. Calm down. Go to a different tab. Go look for the movie. Take 10 or 15 minutes to come to terms with your personal past, and then come back and talk to us.
Dude, I had a
Nope.
conversation with one of my best friends that lived upstairs from me, because at the time the two different movie companies would make competing movies constantly. So like when Tombstone came out, so did Wyatt Earp. And so a genie movie was made with Shaq, and a genie movie was made with Sinbad. And my friend asked me, he goes, "Well, what do you want? Are you going to go see one of them?" And I was like, "If I was going to see one, it'd be the one with Sinbad, because at least he's a comedian. Then it has a chance of being funny." But no, I didn't see either one. But I had that conversation with my friend from upstairs.
Hang
And
on.
the Sinbad one does not exist.
Yes, it does. I just found video footage of it. Hang on.
Yeah,
you
you
saw the
did.
commercial that was made later that is to prove what they saw. They edited various commercials done by Sinbad together to make it look like a fucking movie. Fucking go ahead, do your thing.
I remember seeing it when I was a kid.
About it. Sinbad
I'm
even
glad I
made
brought
a
up the
spoof
Mandela
video
effect.
about it because he thinks it's funny because he said it never existed, and he made a spoof video about it.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, not even kidding. Not even
Bullshit.
shit.
And I remember Kazam. Kazam was different. Shazam
Yeah,
was a
who
real
wants to
fucking
see
thing
a
because
movie with a
I was
basketball
a big
player?
fan of Sinbad when I was a kid.
Sinbad was funny as hell. So of course you'd go see the movie with Sinbad.
Somebody paid him to say this bullshit.
Dude, it's crazy. The
There it
Mandela
is.
effect will
There
break
it
your
is.
fucking brain. You just got to find the right Mandela effect. There's everybody's affected by one of them, and they're like, no.
For me, it was the Monopoly man with the monocle.
Yeah.
No, because you get confused by Mr. Peanut. You guys are, oh goodness gracious! I went down this rabbit hole when you people were in diapers.
They both had one. They both had monocles.
Yeah.
The Monopoly
What about
man
Forrest Gump?
absolutely 1,000,000% had a monocle.
He
on
was
his
made to look like
It
the
was a
Monopoly
classic
Man.
look for rich
It's
dudes.
it's funny now because now I get ads on my phone. I get ads now that of like Monopoly games, and it's always the Monopoly man without a monocle, like just to show me, look, there's no monocle.
Yeah.
Funny.
He had a monocle too. They both had fucking monocles.
Yeah.
Not fucking crazy. Fuck you.
I know
You're
the
not
Forrest
crazy.
Gump is supposed to be.
You're not crazy. We all remember the cornucopia. A bunch of us. And
I
what
do.
they say is this is two different dimensions, and you're dimension shifting to a slightly different dimension, and there's just tiny alterations in it.
I found
Or-
clothes. I found clothes that still had it in it.
Jesus, can somebody please post my
It's called
fucking
residue.
Fucking-
Residue.
Oh,
I gave-
what, honey?
I said that's called residue. If you
It's
find
called
something
residue.
that was how it was originally before.
There's
Residue.
tiny pieces of residue
Yeah, some
around.
people find
I
residue.
owned one, and I gave it to Brian Stavely when him and I were hanging out in Vegas.
I think I remember that.
Hang on. What, Squatch? Can someone post your what?
My email, because I keep screwing it up when I write it out. I think
Okay, yeah.
I think that's wrong. I wrote it, but I think it's wrong.
I had a picture from the set, behind the scenes set, and they say that C-3PO always had a silver leg.
That's right.
In this, and that the only reason people think he had two gold
Hold
legs
on.
is one of them was reflecting the sand.
You and I are from different universes because C-3PO always had a silver leg.
Dude, I owned a piece of I owned a piece of residue where he was standing inside the hangar and had two gold legs, and it's from the movie set. And it was a color picture from the movie
end
set.
of the movie
and
set.
fucking I gave it to Brian Stavely.
It's
Or else
from
I'd
where
show
they
it
get their polish and their anyway. No, I have the original trilogy in the original format from like old school VHS video stores. I've got a bunch of old VHSs, like a whole bunch. I worked in video rentals through most of my childhood, honestly. So
There you go. Your email's in the back chat.
thank you, and I got it done. Thank you.
I'll be right back,
And
guys.
so I
Good
have
talk.
a lot of these old movies where there's been like digital adjustments and like, what do they call it, remastering and stuff. A lot of this, like for instance, it broke my brain when I heard about the Mandela effect about, Luke, I am your father. Instead of, no, I am your father. Right?
Yeah.
So I go back and dig my tape out. I'll pop that fucker in and I'll watch it. And I'm sitting there with popcorn and a fucking drink going, yeah, I know exactly what's fixing to happen here. And then it happens. And I'm like, oh no, am I watching what? I gotta, it like set me in an existential crisis for a little while there because no, that's not right.
Which is what Beth is going through right now.
Just like it used to be mirror, mirror on the wall. Now it's magic mirror.
Magic
Yeah.
mirror. No, sir. From the dawn of time, it has been magic mirror. And we might be from different universes, but we're definitely from the same place. Magic mirror on the wall was the way it was said from the very beginning. The misquote takes place in the early days of the internet. Someone did a meme where it was mirror, mirror on the
This
wall.
was before the internet. When I was a kid, it was mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Who's the fairest of them all?
From that same one. It was always mirror, mirror.
It was a cartoon coloring book.
You know what one fucks me up is the Publishers Clearinghouse dude. Fucking
Ed
what was
McMahon?
his name? Yeah. He never fucking worked for Publishers Clearinghouse. He never went out and handed out a check to anybody. Nobody's ever seen a commercial of him handing a big check to people at a door. That's never happened. Like the fuck it didn't. We all remember this fucking commercial. We all licked goddamn them little stickers that they sent us, and like their parents, you get that envelope like, oh, you won $1 million, and you're like gonna fucking lick all them little stamps.
You know, it would be crazy if, like, one day all of a sudden the Twin Towers are just sitting there. It never happened.
Right. I mean, some of it I do chalk up to mainstream lies and whatnot. Like, take what happened in 2020. In 30 years, there's going to be kids born, and the what actually happened is never going to fucking be something they understand or know about. So I do, chalk some of it up to that, but some of these things are just wild. The Mandela effect. I freaking hated talking to Brian and loved it. It was like, because you just fuck with your head. You're like, fuck, dude, just stop. You're fucking with my head. And what am I supposed to do about this?
Mm-hmm. What do you think it is?
I think reality is very fluid myself. And so I don't think it's as stable as what people think it is. I think that the zeitgeist actually can change reality to some degree. I don't think it's to a giant degree, but I think that reality is subject to shifting.
I think it's some sort of, I don't know what word I want to use anymore. Simulation, whatever. But there's a programmer. There's a programmer to the simulation, and the programmer's changing things from
God.
behind the scenes.
Programmer is God, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't look at it as
And you're a
a
true believer.
simulation,
Excellent.
but it's very much like they talked about in the Matrix. It's you know, a lot of the things that we think aren't necessarily solid the way we think they are, and we can change them if we want, but people don't understand also that there's a difference between a group will and your personal will, you know, in the way this place is going to manifest. It's no different than when I was a kid, we had trash can parties and you know, everybody would pour in a bottle of whatever they brought, and it would have a unique taste until some fuckhead brought a bottle of peppermint schnapps, and now the whole goddamn thing tastes like peppermint schnapps no matter what. And freaking, so there's a peppermint schnapps effect to the reality also that you know is overall sitting on it, but then so it's a fight with it, I think. But I don't think it's a simulation. We live in a carbon-based world, and that carbon's able to take all kinds of different forms and do all kinds of weird shit.
I don't know. Sasquatch, you said exactly what I needed to hear, though.
I do that, but I talk a lot. Specifically, what did I say?
It said God. It said God.
Well, the programmer. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is essentially if you're going to believe that this is a simulation, then the individual who programmed the simulation would be your God, and that makes you a true believer. So when you tell people that, oh, you're agnostic, you're atheist, you're not. You just have a different definition of a higher power.
I have an understanding of a higher power. I surrender every day, multiple times a day. I don't know if you know, I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Hot.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to say that, Tim.
anyway, so I surrender, and I just try and talk to my higher power. I don't know what it is, but I've always liked to put a finger on something, and I can't do that with God. So,
is it
kind
women?
of frustrating?
You're not alone in that. I think a lot of people, even people who have faith, kind of feel that to some degree, right? Because God isn't something even the faithful can see with their own eyes. So you're not alone in that at all.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of weird things happening lately since I've changed my life around a lot. Like I pray a lot, and I go to AA meetings every day, sometimes twice a day.
Good job.
Good.
Yeah, so my life has changed a lot within the past 3-4 months.
Well, I just want to point this out. If that's what it takes, do it every day. If that's what it takes.
It's keeping me alive right now.
Get clean, do the thing, live your life, because as long as you're living under the reins of addiction, it's not life. You're not living. You're surviving. You're not thriving. And you can thrive. You too, sir. I was a smack addict for 8 years.
I've heard your story.
I've done the thing. I've been there. I could not use the 12 steps. Somehow that just did not work for me. I had to do it on my own, but I fully support the concept. If support helps you, take it. Do it. Do the thing. It's worth it. When you're done, you're out there. This is great.
Honestly, it's been working for me more than anything else. Within like the past year, I went to 2 rehabs. I went to a 60-day rehab, which was an $80,000 rehab in Wyoming. And when I got back to Colorado, which is where I live, the second I got home, I went to the liquor store and started drinking again. So I went to 3 detoxes last year. I had seizures trying to get sober. I couldn't get sober by myself. I had a seizure in the grocery store I was like 72 hours sober, and I just dropped. So I'm
Hold
fucking
on.
grateful to be alive today, honestly.
Fully support what you're doing. Do that thing. Chuck from Tennessee, Chuck in Tennessee is the name of the channel, is going to be doing an Alcoholics Anonymous thing on YouTube here in the next couple of weeks. Now that I've got my voice back, I can work with him. And I'm going to try to set it up so that it's actually an anonymous sort of thing. You come in, change your name, change your profile picture, that kind of thing, and do your testimonials actually anonymous, not like small town anonymous where everybody owes you money and knows who you are. You know what I mean? And if you're willing, I would really enjoy for you to come and join us. We haven't set anything up. I have no schedule. We haven't done anything yet. I've only recently gotten my voice back, but I'm going to throw my shoulder behind this whole thing and try to make it happen.
Yeah, I'll definitely join one of those shows. Do you know who I am or no?
I've been kind of doing chat a few times. We've had a few mentions back and forth. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've known Chuck for like going on 4 years. So
nice.
That's probably the
I knew him when I was at the very bottom, the lowest of the low, like in the pits of hell of drinking. So
I want to point out real quick, like, first of all, like, good on you for putting in the time and the effort into yourself. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, and sometimes we need to be fucking selfish. And like, seriously, like, I am super grateful you're here, because I'll tell you, my next door neighbor died detoxing from alcohol. So that shit is not uncommon. So I'm glad you're here today. Like, for real.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, sure, might have had a seizure, but you're alive. So thank God for that.
So thank you for coming.
And still, dude, I'm so insane in my drinking that even after I had a seizure. So after I had the seizure, I was like, I'm never drinking again. That's it, right? I've already done 2 rehabs. I've done in and out of detox, all this shit. Fucking 3 days later, I'm back at the liquor store. That's how insane my drinking was. A seizure would not stop me.
Well, like, I'm glad you're alive. Seriously. All right.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to like downplay a seizure. I'm trying to upplay life, because man, it's just like that. It's so fast. Sometimes it's like, and he was in great shape too.
Wish I could afford to be that drunk.
Here's what you do. Get on YouTube, have a dynamic personality, and have people pay for you to drink, and you too can be as inebriated as I get. Actually, you have been.
I used to get drinks for free every time I go in the bar.
He drank with me on my birthday, and it did not end well.
I don't drink outside my house. I will not drink outside my house.
I do not drink outside my house. I too have that. Yes.
That is always jail.
Yes, we're all going to jail. You're going to jail as accomplice, accessory.
I absolutely believe it would be jail for you, 10th, without a question.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Twice you've said some things to me.
Well,
in 1 year, not even a whole year, since the start of this year.
I'm not even yelling at you. I'm yelling at a woman. It's not you.
I know. I'm picking on you because you're my homie and I can. Don't worry, my birthday's in literally 2 weeks, and you can pick on me all you want.
Yeah. I miss drinking all the time. When I used to be rich, well, not rich, but when I had a lot of money, and I used to drink every night, I kind of miss it.
To be clear, I'm not drinking on my birthday. Y'all got your drunk stream out of me. That's done. I hope you had a good laugh. It's over.
That haze day to day. Were you never really sober?
That was my 20s, my early 20s. And I get mad at myself because I was already a mom back then, you know. And so it's like, man, that's being a shitty parent. So
Also, I'm looking at YouTube, there's like a whole bunch of Ed McMahon publisher clearinghouse commercials. I don't know what other people are doing, but
See what you did, Austin Murphy. You just had to bring up this whole Mandela effect bullshit. Now you got everybody looking shit up.
I went down that rabbit hole years and years and years ago. It all got debunked. Every bit of it. It's a psyop. So you don't look at when that verse 21's missing about fasting to get rid of demons.
Yeah.
And so you don't notice that stuff. So you're looking at Shazam, which was actually a Mad TV sketch.
Matthew 7:21 being taken out was more of a psyop than strategical move.
That's okay. No.
Because at least, like, you can look online and it says it should be there. But no, the verse is literally deleted out of most Bibles. And what it says is, in order to heal yourself, fasting and prayer. And you can heal anything.
Oh. I believe that.
Yep.
Out on a limb, I was okay looking in my 20s. I was also a bartender in my early 20s. I made really good tips, if that's...
Did you have nice boobs?
Bartending because of my roommate.
Did I what? Who asked that?
So did you have nice boobs?
I can tell you that that's not a good topic of conversation when there's 28 people here that we could definitely use
I had
a
a
grift.
great ass. I had a phenomenal ass. Like,
Grift.
oh, grift. Yes. Yes.
Grift,
People,
grift.
I have not gotten a dono in hours, and I've been wrangling cats for 4.5 hours now. So, by all means, we gonna drop out my Cash App. We gonna drop out my PayPal. Send me some money, cause, yeah.
Money.
Did I do better, Squatch? Did I do better?
Here, allow me.
Grift,
Yes,
grift,
sir.
grift.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we have before you today is an absolutely lovely young lady who has put herself on the line. She has put herself right before you, and everything you do from this moment forward will be informed by her elegant opinion. And if that's not worth $1, maybe 2, maybe 6, maybe 10, you should dig deep down into the bottom of your wallet and deliver unto her the blessings that she deserves. Thank you. Come again.
Oh, thank you, Squatch. If I get
And you only get one candy.
if I get a significant donation, maybe I'll try to find a picture of myself in my 20s.
Girl, don't tease me like that. I'm pushing 50. I don't need a picture of you in your 20s.
Watch, I could send you a picture right now. You'd have a heart attack and keel over on stream.
I got heart problems.
I'll
baby.
take it.
I also have a 24.
I have a much healthier heart. I'm not as old.
Oh. No, Lord. So what's more important, gentlemen? Tits or ass? Or both? Equally.
Yes.
A combination of both.
There's no
Yes.
hole in the middle of your tits.
Yes.
Well, we know what you like to do.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure I'm older than you, Vibe.
Your mama.
I was surprised to hear that Sasquatch was in a swinger group.
I'm pretty sure I'm older too.
He's definitely older than me. If not, he's not aging near as beautifully.
Actually,
Right,
I am
Snow?
not in a swinger group. I was once part of a swinger group that kind of dissolved.
So my doula, when I had my daughter, I was only 16, and she used to house sit for a friend of hers who owns an S&M bed and breakfast up on the hillside.
Who's
Who's
vacuuming?
snoring?
What?
I don't know.
Anyways,
Getting hot.
so she used to house sit for a friend of hers who owned a bed and it was a private S&M club that was also a bed and breakfast up on the hillside and had a big swimming pool. And she used to take me there to freaking go skinny dipping when she was house sitting and he was out of town in this big ass pool.
Big ass pool.
I'd fallen asleep.
You're definitely the oldest, Buck. You're definitely the oldest.
I don't know. I think Denizen just became the oldest.
At 9 o'clock at night, I'm packing my apartment.
Why? Where are you going?
I'm moving.
Bye.
I'm moving like 30 minutes away.
Is it a good thing that you're moving?
Yeah, it's a bigger place.
Good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it's closer to family. I just have my grandma I have my mom and my grandpa in Colorado. Everybody else is in California, so
I got lots of thank yous to send out as soon as they fucking load. First though, thank you, Ryan. Thank you to Tom Carpenter again. And to Ray. Thank you guys. Oh, towards the yeah. That's not significant enough for that here.
No,
I
later. We'll
appreciate
talk
you,
about
gentlemen.
that later. It's between you and a hole in the ground, girl. We don't talk about that publicly.
Thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate you.
All right, if you're gonna growl and snort at me, you're gonna have to tell me why.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Children. Look, I'm the only one allowed to growl and snort. I'm a Sasquatch. I'm allowed to do shit like that. I mean, Ben, maybe he's a savage, but the rest of y'all have to have, comport yourself with some dignity.
Yeah, civilized. We
Is
aren't
it
playing.
you,
You
Dennis?
don't look at me and Squatch and think civilized. It just don't
Right? Some Viking shit's happening in here, bro.
I'm a crack baby. I'm not supposed to be civilized.
Yeah, if Squatch and I were hanging out together, Christians would start holding up crosses and.
Hold up. If they saw us together, it depends on where we're at. If we're in like the north of England, they're gonna have a problem with it. if we're in America, they'd just be like, hey, those guys look like Vikings and move on with their life.
Come on, phone.
Protect the monasteries.
Thank
They've
you,
come
Austin.
again.
Protect the monasteries, because I'm jacking that shit immediately.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Especially while moving, dear Lord. Moving is never fucking fun. I don't ever want to do it again, but there's a running joke that my children are throwing me out of my house once my son's old enough. It's supposed to be a good thing, supposedly.
My baby mama spent her entire life telling me that the day, and I quote, the day her youngest child turns 18, she's moving. She was married to a dude, had an entire life going on. Dude's working for the city and the county. He's got good jobs and shit. Like everything was fine. And then the day her son turned 18, she moved to another county, just fucking vanished, ghosted everybody involved.
So she did at least warn you?
I expected, I saw this shit coming. She told me. I thought she told everybody. I'm pretty sure she told everyone. But at the same time, I don't know, because I might have assumed that she did because she told me so often. Right?
See, I'm at least, for some odd reason, you're probably right. Although with my kids, like, I doubt it's as much of a joke as I play it up to sometimes, because I swear to God, I catch them plotting. But like, they mean well with it, because I've been a mom since I was 16. And like, especially like 21 to 23. No, not even 23. It was like 21 to not quite 23. I drank too much.
I
But
think
that's
she was 17 when she had her first kid.
mm,
She had mine when she was like 19, something like